Hello, and welcome to this InDesign tutorial where I'm going to show you how you can select text, change text, and manipulate the text further. If you want to change the text in your text box, simply clicking on the box is not going to do it. You have to select the Type tool, but you also have to select what word or words that you want to manipulate. Otherwise, simply selecting the text box and clicking on it, you may be able to change the fonts, but it's not going to affect what's already in there. It'll just affect future words that you type. So if I want to change this font, right now it's the default of Minion Pro up here at the top. But if I click on Type and select the character palette, then I can have something that's right here next to me on the screen that shows me exactly what font I'm using. I tend to like to use the character palette, but a lot of the options that are in the character palette are same options up here in your menu bar. So first, you have to select the text, and right now it's set to Minion Pro, regular, and it's 12 points in size. If I click, then I can get a preview of a variety of fonts that I can choose to change it to. So we'll select Impact right now. And as you can see, it's changed the font from Minion to Impact. Some fonts have no subfamilies with them, meaning that Impact here is regular, and that's the only option that you have. There's ways that you can manipulate it from there to make it look like it's italics or otherwise, but we'll show those in a second. So if I want to change it to Arial Black, or let's change it to something that's got a bit of a family to it. We'll change it to Avenir. Underneath it, right now it's Avenir Book, but underneath that, if I click, you'll see that some text have what they call a font family to it that allows me to change it to a variety of different fonts that are still, in this case, Avenir, but it's a totally different font of Avenir. In this case, it's heavy, or I could change it to oblique, or whatever I want it to be. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can change the size of text. Underneath my fonts, I have a point size that if I click these arrows, it will increase it in point size. Or if I highlight the number by double clicking it, I can use my arrow keys, the up and down keys, to increase or decrease. What I like to do is I like to use the free transform tool. By clicking on a corner and holding my shift key and using the free transform tool, it allows me to scale the text into a larger size fairly quickly. If you don't click the scale tool or the free transform tool and you just have your selection tool and you go to click and drag the corners of the box, all it does is make the box bigger. It doesn't change the text size. And speaking of which, it's always a good practice to make sure that the text box that you have is close to the size of the text. All this space here is extra space that it could impede you from clicking on other aspects of the design. So I like to click and just resize the box to something that's closer to the size of the text box so that I can click on other things on the design as well. And this is how we change fonts, change their sizes, and manipulate the text box itself in InDesign.